As India prepares to welcome global EV giants like Tesla, a Chinese electric car maker is quietly making inroads here and building its dreams. BYD, or Build Your Dreams, who's beaten Tesla at its own game globally, is now aiming to become a big player in the mid-size EV segment in India. Its latest offering, the BYD Seal electric sedan, it promises to be the biggest ace up its sleeves. Hello and welcome to HT Auto. My name is Sabyasachi. So what is the big deal about the Seal electric sedan? Let's deep dive and find out in this first drive review. At first glance, it looks quite sporty and it lives up to its performance electric sedan fame with a low slung profile like a sports car. And it's quite a looker with some of the unique design features it gets. Let's come take a look.
The face gets sharp LED DRLs and these patterns, which BYD says is shaped like waves. The Seal EV is part of the company's design language inspired by the ocean. There are U-shaped LED headlights, a closed-out grille, which complete the swooping face. At the rear, BYD keeps the Seal quite simple with connected LED taillights that get dot matrix pattern. From the sides, the aerodynamic design of the electric sedan is accentuated by its sloping roofline. The EV sits on 19-inch alloy wheels. However, it comes with a ground clearance of around 145 mm, one of the lowest in the segment. The wheelbase at more than 2,900 mm ensures there is no dearth of space inside. There is 400 liters of boot space, and to add to that, there is also a frunk that can hold around 50 liters of cargo. Step inside the Seal EV and the first impression is that it oozes with premium soft touch materials almost everywhere you lay your hands on. Besides leather, the dashboard also gets suede material finish. The front seats are comfortable with pronounced side bolsters that can keep you snug during high-speed maneuvers. They can be adjusted electronically. They also get heating and cooling features. Both will prove boons in extremely hot and cold climates here in Delhi. But the highlight of the cabin has to be this giant 15-inch touchscreen infotainment system which houses most of the controls that you will need on the go or even when you're static. It is quite responsive, is compatible with wireless Android Auto, and continues to carry BYD's own party trick, a switch to change its orientation from landscape to portrait mode. However, this feature doesn't work when the car is on the move. Big touchscreen infotainment systems are in vogue these days. While they can be bragging rights for some, I am not so impressed with the ones that feel too big for the car. They tend to be a bit distracting when on the move, especially during the night. We also found this particular unit a bit difficult to read due to glares during the day. The digital driver display includes key drive-related information, including the most important ones, battery charge status and range. The 3-spoke steering wheel houses controls to take calls, voice control, media control, and more. The center console layout is simple, highlighted by this neat cluster of buttons and levers to turn on or off the car, control drive modes, and traction, as well as this crystalline gear shifter which seems inspired from Volvo. There are 2 slots to charge your phones wirelessly. There are more charging ports under the dashboard which can be difficult to reach out on the move, and a bit of space to keep your small bags and knickknacks at this neatly carved out storage. However, the door pockets aren't as spacious as the cup holders. The panoramic sunroof above is no run-of-the-mill type. BYD says it helps to keep the car cool on hot summer days with its fixed tinted glass. However, it is advisable to get an accessory to keep the sun out because it did get quite hot inside within a few hours this afternoon.
Now staying with the sunroof, the rear passengers in this electric car will have a nice time traveling thanks to the roomy filling inside because of that giant piece of glass up there. Back here, there is enough space for 2 people to sit. There is enough leg room, knee room, shoulder room, as well as huge amount of headroom. However, it will be a tight squeeze if we try to fit in 3 people, unless they're as slim as I am.
The seats are slanted backward with these big headrests for all passengers. The angle is just right to feel comfortable on long trips.
A long trip in an electric car? Yes, you heard that right. BYD says the Seal EV can run up to 650 kilometers in a single charge. That should be good enough for a weekend trip to places like Agra, Mussoorie, or even Corbett National Park and back. However, we will stick to the roads around Delhi today and try to find out what could be the real world range like.
To be honest, the driving range will not be the first thing on your mind when you press the pedal. You will feel the sheer heft and weight of the car as well as the steering wheel. There is a certain sense of surety and security in Seal EV on the move. But that does not affect its performance by a bit. There is 308 bhp of power on offer and 360 Nm of peak torque available in the premium variant. That is still quite a handful even on these new expressways. Hitting the triple-digit mark is as easy as it gets, and yet you will feel the Seal EV is eager to push further. If you are looking for thrill, the top-spec performance variant can generate 522 bhp of power and a staggering 670 Nm of peak torque. The Seal EV does zip through thanks to the aerodynamics, along with its impressive drag coefficient figures, which are among the best you'll get and can even rival some of the luxury electric cars in India. 0 to 100 km per hour comes up in under 6 seconds. However, what impresses me the most is its ride quality and refinement. The large wheels and the suspension setup work well to keep the car planted and offer a smooth ride. While we initially thought the low ground clearance could be an issue on rough patches of roads and big speed breakers, the Seal EV did not scrape its underbelly even once during our drive. That does not mean you can escape larger speed bumps or large potholes. The steering wheel is quite responsive despite being hefty even if you push the car around corners. The cabin is as quiet as it can get on the move, offering a safe cage, cutting out most of the noises outside. Talking about safety, the Seal EV is also one of the safest electric cars in India with 5-star ratings from Euro NCAP and NCAP. There are safety features like Level 2 ADAS technology, 9 airbags, a head-up display, and a 360-degree camera that also functions on the move. But the big question, what about the range? We had time to drive the Seal EV for around 125 kilometers today. It had around 30% charge left when we started. By the end of the day, it only got down to about 12% even after pushing the car to its limits with AC blasting in full blow. While we would have ideally liked a bit more time behind the wheel, I think the real-world range will not fall too short of the range claimed by BYD.
BYD has priced the Seal EV between Rs 41 lakh and 53 lakh ex-showroom. It's a pity that these cars aren't assembled here, which could have substantially reduced the prices minus the taxes. However, it doesn't really have a rival in its segment yet. So can it carve out a niche for itself and help BYD establish itself as a big player in the mid-size EV segment? Well, time will only tell. For now, the Seal seems like a good deal for someone aspiring to go for an electric sports sedan for a much affordable rate. Let us know your thoughts and do read our first drive review on the BYD Seal EV. Share this video, subscribe to our channel for more such reviews. Stay safe, drive safe.